So Warnock ends up being Walker yesterday, and there's a lot of talk of what's to blame. Is it the RNC? Is it bad candidates? Is it Trump? And I just want to say, just like with the failure of the red wave or the disappointment of the red wave in the 2022 elections, even before this runoff, the truth is there are multiple things happening at the same time. Because all of these institutions are on the side of the Democrats, and I mean academia, the entertainment industry, the mainstream media, the bureaucratic state that includes the FBI, tech companies, they're all sort of working together to push the same establishment Democratic Party. And what that means is Democrats have huge advantages. They also have huge advantages in ballot harvesting and the way that the voting laws change. All of these things benefit Democrats immensely. And so what that means is Republicans need to sort of run the gambit on all of the things you need to do to win. The most important thing is the ballot harvesting. No longer do issues matter. The Democrats, for example, can elect people that have cognitive decline to the ability of John Fetterman, someone who basically can't even communicate. And they can have someone like Katie Hobbs who refuses to debate. The leader of the party is Joe Biden, someone who basically didn't campaign for the last 2 months. That's the ideal candidate at this point for Democrats, a candidate that doesn't exist or that stays in their basement, because they control the flow of information, they control the ability to ballot harvest, and so all they need to do is to keep people hidden away in basements, and that's a victory for them. Republicans, on the other hand, when there are those that say, well, candidate quality doesn't matter because look, Fetterman, look, Katie Hobbs, look, Biden. That's true that those candidate qualities suck, but they have all of those other advantages. So for Republicans, candidate quality is still going to matter. Now, that means that people like Herschel Walker or Dr. Oz were terrible candidates. That's just absolutely true. We need to have better candidates. But what that doesn't mean is that we forgive the RNC leadership that basically would rather lose elections than win elections and have MAGA-type people win. And that's true of Mitch McConnell. That's true of the RNC. That's why they were supporting Lisa Murkowski and giving so much money to her to be a fellow Republican instead of spending that money in other places with people like Blake Masters, with people like Herschel Walker that were actually trying to beat Democrats. So yes, it's true that RNC leadership's to blame. Yes, it's true that candidate quality is to blame. And the big thing is the way the system's changed with ballot harvesting. It is unforgivable that leadership in the Republican Party, both nationally and in specific states like my state of Pennsylvania, have done a horrible job of embracing the new system. I don't like the new system any better than anyone. It encourages apathetic voters. It encourages voting months beforehand. It's more open to sort of fraud. It's also more open to just mistakes being made. And it's also more open to issues not mattering anymore. Votes don't matter, ballots matter now. And that means that the issues don't matter as much. And so now the game needs to be played that the RNC needs to be ballot harvesting better than the Democrats. And the RNC allowed these changes to occur in 2020 when even Trump and all members of the Republican Party at the national level were embracing 15 days to slow the spread, which led to all these changes. And now all they've done is whine about it instead of working within the new system. So there's also room to blame Trump. He didn't donate as much money. He endorsed these bad candidates like Oz and Walker. So all of these things could be true simultaneously. It's not a single issue. What we shouldn't do is go back to the Mitt Romney-esque Republican Party as an attempt to win. That's not the answer. The answer is the issues that Trump was talking about, border security, America first, those are winning issues in this country, but you need to have better candidates endorsing them. You need to be ballot harvesting better, and you need to be able to make sure that Republican leadership is correctly fundraising and financing for these groups and these people.